for analysis on this story, I'd like to welcome Jamal Berber. He's an Algerian activist and member of Stand Up Algeria. Thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you very much for having me.
The president's been ousted. We've had individuals that are linked to Abdelaziz Bouteflika either detained or removed from their posts. Will the opposition settle for nothing less than the complete overhaul of the establishment?
Well, all those words like establishment, system, etc. are very vague. We do not have a clear target like in a way, but we want to preserve our state. We want to preserve our institutions. We want to preserve our companies and our activity. We want to keep the country going. So there is a clique, what one can call in French a clique. I don't know how to translate that.
It's the same in English.
All right, great. It helps me a lot. Then there is a clique that must go. They are connected to the power. And they're a symbol of it. And people will not settle if those guys are still in power. But this is probably 50 or 100, I have no idea how many. But, you know, those that are really in power, not business people and stuff like that, but really people in power must go. The one that are symbol of what happened.
You used the word vague there. Is that a main problem, essentially, because we're seeing so little transparency, certainly with the military today?
That's exactly the fundamental thing. The trust is broken. You don't trust anything anymore because it's been so long that you don't know what's going on really in the system. You see what I mean? So what is really important now is for those that are really creating this rage of the people, they got to go pretty quickly. And then we have to be reasonable and understand that justice is there and there is a way to deal with all those business people. And we shouldn't do like a witch hunt or anything like that. We are against it as citizens, right? I'm not a political person, I'm a citizen. But as citizen, we don't want to go there.
Do you think it's realistic for a country like Algeria to transition to some sort of a real, genuine democratic government?
It'll take a long time. Everywhere it took a long time. I don't want to remind anyone about how long it took in
Well, certain countries
countries.
haven't necessarily in the aftermath of the Arab Spring. So is there fear that this transition will not be peaceful and it will bring instability to Algeria?
So far, so good. It's really peaceful, and the way it's structured is really on our free time, on the weekends, in the evenings. It's not something that stops Algeria from working or operating. Food is there, water is there, everything is working, you know, hospitals and everything. So, yes, it can last a long time because it's peaceful. Now, the danger we have is of course, many, not only one. But I would say the main danger we have is like the main tool we're using for this peaceful revolution, we call it a smiling revolution in a way, is Facebook. And this is the main tool that is used for everybody to communicate. And we are just few people, you know, speaking in this Facebook. And some people want to listen to us and some not. But also in Facebook, there is a lot of fake news and a lot of what we call provocation. I don't know how to say that again in English, but maybe it's the same word. So not a false friend, good for me. And this is very dangerous, is you know, those things these little stories that can create a resentment against the police, a resentment against this is very bad, this is very dangerous.
So to filter through that information, lastly, Jamal Berber, I want to talk about a subject that's important to me. Of course, women's rights have very much been on the agenda during the rise of this opposition movement. How present are women in your organization, Stand Up Algeria? Just what is their role?
Really, they're majority.
They are majority.
They're
fantastic.
a majority. They're very talkative, and they're almost like overwhelming.
You say that as if it's a bad thing.
That's a very good thing. Very good thing. It's a very good thing. I think that the main thing that is happening now is not what we want to win in the future. But what is mainly happening now is a sort of a conquest of the public space by women. They're in the streets with their kids, with their husbands, and even if they're not with kids and husbands, they're in the streets. And they can be in the streets and nobody's talking to them. And this is a major victory already. And there is a respect that is being, you know, won that way. Of course, there are laws that we have to get rid of at some point in the future. But the main point is this one: women are out, and they're out to stay, and they're out in the public space to remain in the public space. And this is a good victory. It's more, we achieved more peacefully like that.
Of course, and it's had a dominoes effect on countries like Sudan. Jamal Berber, thank you so much for that very invaluable insight that you provided for us. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.